Ta-da! Surprise! I'm back again, and we're back. Hello, mateys. This is Discovery Scouts, the Pirates of the Caribbean film series here, and I'm back again. So I'm gonna show you. We're gonna have to start it now. Well, today's Thursday, April 27, 2017. Today, so welcome back to the Pirates of the Caribbean Movie Madness today. To be continued on Stranger Ties. So we're gonna doing on 2011 for the 6 years to the preceded for Dead Man Tell Tales. So to be to continue to Jack Sparrow to confrontation for Blackbeard in the Blackbeard's cabin and Queen Anne's revenge. When we're gonna talk to you about the long stories, all things about very most of the interesting. So we are the gentlemen. We are YouTuber 24 in a Logan Paul vlogs, and I just subscribed to the Patty Mayo and Lacerito de Mayo with Derrodizo's girlfriend, and Spaceship Gardens, Nesboo, the Cuban guy with Jonathan, and Alessandra Daddario on the thousand, the millions of photo shoots, and Zac Efron, John Bass, Hollywood Botch, Elvis Hedra, from Dina Collins, Logan Lerman, Lily Collins, Bernie T. Jackson, Jake Aba, Elwood with best friends with Alex, with Jake Aba's wife, and I kind of love the picture today with Levon. Was it the model photo shoot on the selfies? There's a lot of 10-second during videos time, so Alec was saying to stay for 6 times. So he just growled just a tiny bit. He's not gonna bite for her hand. So it just wanted to be herself behave. But it started with a program sponsored new by my trillion positions, and we're doing so well. So I just got up for the ballot for interesting for 3 more days. I just only to be waited before interested about 2 more days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I just messed up for very interesting. I just got tired for workout events with the running, and I just exhausted being homeless just formally. So I just wanted to make sure to be walking around, for hanging up with friends' house and jobs, and the college and universities, go to the accurate access in the YouTube channels, doing the uploading, making the money, and thousands, the millions of views, and promotion and doing the promotion on hot enough for the men's health runners, and the mystical means very well. I kind of like think about it. It means yes. It means no. Or it means no, or it means yes. So, continue on. Team 1, on Stranger Ties 2011, and May 20th, 2011. So, Jack came in for brought by Quartermaster. He was playing for the zombie crew in the officers, and there was surrender in the crew for the Queen Anne's Revenge for the London was formerly. And it was surrounded by a fog. He just considerations about a warning to do something, battle fate. But he just not able to something. He's not your daughter. He was literally confirmed. Angelica's walked down outside. He was hearing for something for interesting for the voodoo dolls. He was spotted with a hand about almost 2 minutes ago, and he had just a bad dream. He had just a bad dream for Jack. Was particular. He found it from the 1700s, where he was born. But when for Edward teach his daughter was humiliated villains, was very evil, nasty teeth, hungry and thirsty, and says he opens the door. He was distracted. She says, "Father, sweetness." he stabbed the chest without this powerful with this trident. Um, he didn't know. I don't know. He did not know he was powerful there. He cut off with his chest like Trident did, like scars, and he just wanted to lead us to the fountain. He would drink it. She says yes, by herself. He would taught out. He's gonna putting up for the fire. He burning out the almost get it hurt the head of my brains, and he almost caused any about the damage about 65%. He won't stop, and Barbosa and his crew ordering for the HMS Providence and his crew provided the order to the crew. But he says he's eating. He was like green apples, drinking like tea. But he would be undisturbed. Shut your trap and make way. But he's standing up with the peg leg. But Theodore Groves was disrespected for Hector Barbosa, former for the privateer. But here curiosity, he was speaking with them about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. But Gibbs just following for locations, he would just says White Cat Bay. The mermaid just living there, and he would be challenges to the face for underwater. He just all those girls 120 mermaids, 20 of them. All of them could be a lot of the easy. It could be a lot of the harder as hard as. It looks same thing in Jump Over, and it says man overboard, or ordering by Glow says come about, but Hector says nay, but gentlemen, he just listened enough for his captain. But this says, are we not king's men? It was a king's permission. In the night he is by the Spanish nearby. Are we not king's men? The ships goes to arrival for HMS Providence by White Cat Bay. He is just located to move by on the straightway. So the night is there, but Angelica and Jack was dancing on the mutiny on the Queen Anne's Revenge. Scrum's playing with the guitar. They're just long story about the kill of Saint Dominique. He just been about almost 10 years that he is the first time. But he's just listening to for Angelica's musical permissions for soundtrack music by Hans Zimmer's. He was becoming the looks like about explanations point, but he just dancing. He is just laying down there in the ground. He just rolling around. He just talks very slowly, and he just got off a confuser. And she will show them about something about the presence on the captain's cabin, on the closet, and she took his key. She tries to borrow it, and he says, "What about Blackbeard? He was in the chart room. We have to be quick." And 50 seconds to an event. And Blackbeard's shrunk ship was surprised. So the spender about the 4 years, 3 years last for the 1747. So the now is in 1750. So it captures the Black Pearl. He knew that what happened for Jack was looking to the Black Pearl in the bottle was it been a capture on the Black Pearl on the night in the mid 1740s, where Barbosa lost his leg and a sword and his crew, and Marty was stay behind, was going back for Tortuga, was escaping from his pearl, was attacked by the Queen Anne's Revenge without warning to counter fire. It was an honor that he was survived. The Conspirator and Jack the Monkey was stay behind in the bottle with the pearl. That he just shriek and scare the Jack away from the glass, the bottle of the ship. It just looks involved, but it meant to something about look like Jack Sparrow and Jack the monkey. But he closes the door and lock in, and she was been about almost half an hour ago. Angelica is saying, but he would have outed her father was communicating about the plan. But Angelica's not her father. He says he is evil. He will kill you. But he starts walking away out there. He blows with the breath, and it smells his nose really bad. It looks like about watching on the deleted scenes. Jack is moaning. He's walking slowly and shaking. He tried to touch it. He tried to trust it his voodoo, and when the bell rings out there, but he says sailor. He says with the sailor out there, the orders: White Cab Bay, all hands on all deck, set to the longboats. Blackbeard says to the center of the 4 boats, just a 6 and 5, just a 4 or 5, and we are arriving into the island. Knowing what happened. It was unknown as made of English with the oil. But Solomon says, made by English, he believes, and he just a lot of light. He was searching around like Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game on Stranger Tides. One source was community, was the service, was also we find out for the oil thing, for the fire, with the lighthouse thing, with all of the ships, where the sailors things, where the cowboy says, "Sharks, where's the sharks, boys? There'll be mermaids upon and you does." Ezekiel says, with the old guy were the sailors. But sometimes knew that for long stories was in the commentary. And think about it, with Scrum was in the sometimes. It's another way around. He pointed us in the flame pistols. With the gunner, when Diablo Opera plays gunner, he plays zombie. He plays the black guy for the zombie pirate. But he would believe in saying so. Soon. Scrum saying, what? He confuses. They like to will singing. And Philly Swift, pointing out by Gunner, was cocking a little bit, just singing to the My Jolly Sailor Boat. He'd just go to sleep for about 1.5 an hour. When mermaids come out for swim around, he just came out for with his boat. Ezekiel pick us the knife up, but he scare her off. But he stop him. And Scrum saying, "Can you talk?" Yes. And Gemma Ward plays Tamara, the mermaid. He is the one of the lady things that calls the aid. He was a confirmation. She says, "Are you my jolly sailor boat?" The girl was on the mermaid. She has no legs, and no walking, no definitely. She is happy, deadly, an attacker, and evil, or maybe respect, for everything. But he stopped for Scrum, but he was confronted to have to do whatever they're gonna do. Do it yourself. Do whatever they're gonna do. She's singing like My Jolly Sailor Boat. She was copying by Scrum. He believed what he could, but they did that for one purpose. What is he saying that about? A lot of the mermaid just come out with the boat. He just seemed like a pirate ship, and he just wanted a kiss. He just go back down in the water. He just wanted. She's gonna have to under attack. She's gonna ambush, hissing, snarling and screaming. He whacked down by Ezekiel, and Tamara's under attack when the mermaid was the men and the sailors on the long boats. The 5 of them on the boats, each of them just attacking the long boats. He just scratched. He just stabbing all each other. A lot of the ships was humiliated. What Derek was killed by the mermaid in Eden. She literally brought each other about some of those about serious problems. He just like the ambush to sea battles like the White Cat Bay, but wasn't an issue. A lot of the guy named Purser was explosion into seas by when the mermaids panic, and the Blackbeard was ordered to with the net and the crews holding on with this net with the mermaid just not to getting out for the beach, and he used it to defeat the sword. He's gonna have to move it around to ships. He starts fires with the Greek ships, and he just blown out, making up for the firestorms, scaring the mermaids away, like the crew. The whipper net just sticking out for this crew, just pulling out under the cliff. He gets out of there. He let him escape, retrieve all the land. He says, "Trip out, you fools! Mark my words!" Bam, bam. They are 105 more to go. They have 5 or more. They're literally just destroying the bridge. He just almost gonna grab Angelica's leg in a pirate boot. He cuts the net, but he tries to pull a Jack's sword. She's hissing. The Jack was to escape. He's gonna have to whack up, and but he's tripping. But he kicked back from the mermaid's face. He just literally about she was looking for. He had no idea. He just pick it up with a stick, tries to whack the things about 10 times. He just whacked really hard. He's got oil on it. He's gonna fire it. He's gonna explosive when the mermaids are retreated, and the crew are wounded or killed. Everything, like Derek and Purser was casualty on 2 deaths. There are 2 boats created, or maybe about 3 boats just destroyed. It was that sunk into the the depth. With one the last mermaid was grabbing with the Philip's leg, was trapped. Where Jack was swam under the waters looking at the mermaids retreating. And Marina just slaps Jack. Like deleted scenes, he says, "Marina, please don't." Bam! She slapped him. She was she's not coming back to his life. And for all the crew of rest of her life was when Scrum just found him by the net. I'm enough. Bringing 1 mermaid in the town in future. Find it now. What Philippe was insane. She was stabbing with a tail. She was gasp. Here's to be friend. But her name is Astrid Burgess Frisbee, playing Serena. It was captured by zombies and crew, but the Blackbeard says, "Well done, sailor. They ever want risking the fact I will not be doing it again." Jack Sparrow said in his trailer and first and second and third trailer. And just believing what he could. Also, we do have a need to do. he does what it says. He pick up a Jack swords like deleted scenes once and again at 5 secs. He leaves from White Cat Bay to walking around cliff in the jungle to the fountain with you to find a way out. And in the morning of the rainstorms, what the crew of HMS Providence was the 2 boats, and then Barbosa was what was the dead mermaid with sea, but the give was eventually, if we give up a madness now, he believes what he could, but he looked back behind. He almost gonna screaming, and there's about 117 mermaid just whipping net and grabbing with the British crews was grabbing into the British ships was Infinity was across and sunk by the mermaids. But he just all the ships, all the crew was swimming and just eaten and killed or maybe die. And providers may be sunk to the depths. It just wanted to decide. And once again, all he has to waste in his time. And the rest of the crew just walk into the Fountain of Youth. And the Blackbeard's crew was walk up there. It was so much of a different for everything. And but the Jack was going up there to search for the trails for the jungle, walk with the water, but less of besides. And they're bringing mermaid. They're bringing the mermaid was in the cage beside the water. Wasn't been about Angelica's talked about by Jack was insane. She saying looks at the water tier was about the 2 challenges like the Spanish ships. I think so, by 3 Spanish galleons. And the Spaniard brought about 2 challengers, but I for Spain for cadets. The only thing about she picked up by the coral snake, she almost scared Jack off just a little bit. And Phyllis' befriend with Jack was insane. Was it confirmed? He wasn't been doing he was hearing for breathing so loud that it gives him the air for an in. She has water. Phyllis Swift says she needs air. Open it. She has no water. You killing her. I suppose the mission there is sir. She steals his quartermaster's sword, and she was almost killed. She almost breathed out. She almost died. She almost died. But he says, you see? But he picked out the book. But he picked out his swords, and this is book. But when Edward T says, onward. Let's keep going from the walking around for about half an hour. And a half an hour just all things he knew about going down to the destroy bridge. And there is the cliff jump, and the Jack was going up there. Or Angelica wants to go on the jump, but he says, you don't want me in the balloon mermaid. But we did not know. Someone must go. And he must farther into the fountain. He was running out of time. He says he believes he was going up to round and around to searching for pools, everything different, and something to be good, and the resistables. But he gives us but Jack gives his compass for Blackbeard. He will go, and he was sometimes to jump. He didn't have it. He flinked to point out his Jack's head. He says, he would go for the challenge and shoot. He would bother the foe. You will go. He will come. I will shoot her. He will kill your daughter. Quartermaster, we have 6 pistols, those 2s and the challenges, and these 2s, and one of them, one each time. And the one of the pistols was the same. And I thought that Jack was saying the flint was out of the pistols. It was empty. It was picked up there. He shot the sky and maybe killed a bird. But the Blackbeard says and confirmed he was an evilly still. Again, he just sort of confused and saying jump. She says, what? If you jump, we'll die, and we could have a chance. And boy, if I jump, will I survive? And Voodoo Doll was jump over not to die. He had just thrown down the water. And Brother Jack was jumped down. He was cliff jump. He says wet again. And the Blackbeard says, of course, my love. And so particular. Barbossa and his crew walked slowly beside of a jungle when the Gibbs just hopping by the poisonous red toad. Where he says, stop, don't move, do not let her touch your skin. But he says, hold still. He says, do not move. He picks the toes up on the beside of the glass in the jar. Where it says, what did it stop before, right? Push on, sleep what you dead, push on. Sleep what he could. And Jack's running fast as he can. But he runs around straight to the beach. But he looked up there, it's one beside of the sunk ship into the cliff. He was Santiago. He was been about constantly on the ship. He literally just died in about 200 years ago. Our fisherman says at about any time about last few more days ago. But he's trying to go in there, and he tries to walk faster with the mermaid's cage with the pod. He just break it. She just transformed with a human, and she says he will walk. And she can't walk. She has knees, and she doesn't walk. She has muscle with the whale tail. She got mad, and Philip needs the help with Serena, and she stopped, and they got to walk on to the continued. They got arrested about 5 minutes, and Philip meets Serena from the ocean with a white cat bay. There where mermaids come from, and they were deadly. No, she says it attacks me. She attacks him. She says protecting. He says she pushing him down all the way. And she says Angelica was seen in the fountain. When Blackbeard says no, bring the mermaid, cover his head. He said she was argument and yelling. He asked the name. Pray tell. His name is Serena. And in the night to climb over for Santiago's. When Jack was searching for his deck, was finding out for the map thing. What he's saying is, you. No, you. Why you? And you. Why are you here? Blackbeard sent me. Why you? Silver challenging for the Royal Liege. Oh, please. Ding, ding. Get back. What's in the crowd? The ship's almost gonna fall. He just starts to move around. And he literally touched it. And he says he touched nothing. He's got moved around. He's got him moving around. And he literally just moving around, following the coasters, like ships roaring. And they says together. There's 2 rocks in there. It made for the Spanish he made the Spanish is stolen from 200 years ago. With the map where it says, "Don't touch the map." And he knows the way to the camp. And for the night with the camp, was the British crew was sneaking around, not disturbing into the hundreds of them. And Jack reunites with Gibbs. He was just finding out what hearing about the last 5 days. He stole his map, and flicked his head. He says, "Go, go, go." And he says, "Ole." Alright, continue right now. So, I will see you in tomorrow in my video, son. Don't forget to subscribe to my content, so follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, find Situation Shame, Gaming Charles, Jerry Saw, Emily, New Jersey. Don't forget, find cameras and Cocker Story Talk and Tom and the Hangouts and non-vines and follow links description on YouTube 24. I'm Jargon Nuggets, Big Brother, George the Barber, Kid Behind the Camera, Bridge Rest, The English Grandpa Shows, Grandpa's Corner, Psychic Dad, Larry Sloan's Joe Bum, Manicore, Julie Riley, Marcus Crocodile Buzz 888, Boogie 2988, and Juliet Riley again, and Roman Atlas, Warner Apple Wings, Logan Paul Vlogs, Logan Paul, Derek Diesel, Derek Diesel Daily, Lacina Vacina, and Space Jam Gordas, Nesboog, Life of Boog, and Moko, The Cube Guy Life, The Boog Show, and Patty Mayo, and Bia vs. Gia plays boyfriend versus girlfriend, prank versus prank, Human TV, Jackson Adorchi, Xiaomi TV, Ellie Giles, Ben Phillips, Nana Giles, and Kate Upton, Justin Ben Ferlander, the actor, actually the director here, and Allison and Didario, Zac Efron, Kelly Whitbus, Alphonse Hatterall, John Bass, Dwayne Johnson, Frankia Chopra, Kevin Hart, and Jimmy Fallon here, and Margot Robbie, Tom Eckerle, Emma Watson, and Cara Delevingne, and Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Amy Adams, and Gal Gadot. So Matthew the Catherine, and Logan Lerman, Brandy T. Jackson, and Levi Ramage, and Perrick, Jake Ava, Ellie Wood, and Dominic Sherwood, Amora Tobia, and Harry Shum Jr., and Catherine McNamara, and Lily Collins. So Sam Claflin, and Brenton Florides, and Carlos Galorio, and The Child, and Benjamin Walker, Teresa Palmer, Mark Weber, and Lucas and Lindsay with Logan's siblings. And I love you guys, so feel free to death. So don't forget, guys. So keep it rich, mateys.